Maine DOT is focusing on demonstration projects and pilot projects to really try to find locations in the state of Maine where we can improve safety and improve people's comfort as they utilize the state transportation system. Both here in Maine and nationwide, we've seen a higher rate of fatal and serious injuries with vulnerable users, and we want to try to reverse that trend.
The real purpose of this demonstration project is to test some of the ideas that are designed at a conceptual level in Kittery's bicycle pedestrian master plan. And what our real goal is to see whether the community and its decision makers, whether they want to pursue some permanent changes that might make conditions better for bicyclists and pedestrians. And we hope by extension, it might also make the roads safer and easier to use for people in cars.
Ideally, the best way to determine a location for a demonstration project is based on two factors: crash history at a location and the feedback that a municipality may receive from residents and folks in their community. They know those locations best, being in the local community, and the municipality can hear that from their residents and bring that to the Department of Transportation to help address those.
The very first thing we did was sit down with heads from related departments. That was Kittery Police Department, Kittery Fire Department, Public Works Office, and we basically said, this is what we're thinking of doing this year. You know, what are the constraints? What do we need to know, to move this forward? And, certainly not everyone was enthusiastic about it, but I think once it was understood that, the design of this demonstration project was going to be handled by experienced professionals, the project was going to be temporary, we really didn't get a lot of pushback. Make sure that you're keeping your constituents informed about what you're doing. If you don't have a bike ped plan, you may not have a strong basis for picking a spot, and it's absolutely critical that you get your nearby property owners, your business owners, and certainly your community decision makers on board. We learned that there are people in the state of Maine who have expertise in how to design these projects, how to get them approved by state agencies or local decision makers, and ultimately we'll be relying on their assistance to help us figure out what our next steps might be. And it takes a lot of the pressure off folks who are in a position like mine where, I'm not a traffic engineer. I'm not always the expert in what the future should look like within a certain roadway. And it's really helpful to have a team of experts who really care about the success of the project in our corner.
The first step in implementing a demonstration project, once you've determined a problem and a location, is to reach out to Maine DOT. We have professional traffic engineers and we have staff that can review those locations, review the ideas with the municipality, and help determine what might be successful to have a positive safety benefit there. To support these projects, Maine DOT can provide materials in addition to the technical assistance that we provide. Those materials can be used and loaned to those municipalities for implementation in these projects. Popular demonstration project elements that we see are high visibility crosswalks, making sure that pedestrians could be more visible as they're crossing the street. Could be temporary protected bike lanes using delineator posts. They could be radius changes in a corner using vertical materials, or even just paint sometimes to change the radius of a corner to make it safer.
We are very committed to continuing to implement recommendations that are in Kittery's Bicycle Pedestrian Master Plan. I have every intention of selecting a project or projects to test next year as demonstration projects, just as we did this year. We think this has been very successful as a low-cost, low-commitment way to test ideas for making conditions better for bicyclists and pedestrians in our town.